Raise your hand if you predicted the Indiana Pacers, Dallas Mavericks, and Minnesota Timberwolves would be three of the last four teams standing. Anyone? Didn't think so. Repeating as champions is no easy feat. Just ask the Denver Nuggets, who found themselves up by 20 points in the second half of Game 7 on Sunday, only to see their dreams dashed. This marks the fifth consecutive year the defending champions have failed to reach the conference finals. Instead, we have the Timberwolves making their first trip to the conference finals in 20 years. Over in the East, the Indiana Pacers have fought their way from the number 6 seed to face the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics are a familiar face at this stage, making their 6th appearance in the last 8 years. They continue to hold the top spot in the power rankings, so let's take a look at how all four remaining teams got here. Boston Celtics. The Celtics have undoubtedly had the easiest route to the conference finals. They benefited from Jimmy Butler missing the entire first round and Donovan Mitchell sitting out the last 2 games of the conference semis. Despite these advantages, they've been more dominant in the playoffs, plus 12.8 per 100 possessions, than they were during the regular season, plus 11.7. Key takeaways: double-digit dominance, 8-0 when leading by double digits, 0-2 when trailing by double digits. Inside efficiency: lead playoffs in field goal percentage in the paint, 61.7%, but take the fewest percentage of shots from the paint, 41%. Rebounding machines: best defensive rebounding team in the playoffs, securing 80.5% of available defensive boards. Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are here for the first time in 20 years, making an incredible comeback from 20 points down in Game 7 against the defending champs on the road. Key takeaways: offensive surge, scored 123.2 points per 100 possessions in the first round, 9th highest in 28 years. Anthony Edwards' rise. Despite a rough Game 7, he has an effective field goal percentage of 57.8% in the playoffs. Second half strength, 19.4 points per 100 possessions better in the second half of games. Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks have followed a late-season surge with their second trip to the conference finals in the last 3 years. Key takeaways: round-to-round jump, scored 112.0 points per 100 possessions in the semis, 18.5 more than the Thunder allowed in the first round. Lively versus Gafford. Outscored opponents significantly with Lively on the floor in the semis. Doncic and Irving duo outscored opponents by 11.2 points per 100 possessions with both on the floor. Indiana Pacers. The Pacers made a stunning run from the number 6 seed, clinching their spot with a high-powered offensive performance. Key takeaways: offensive firepower. Only team with a higher effective field goal percentage in the playoffs, 58.1%, than in the regular season. Defensive challenges. Defense hasn't been great, but the offense has been enough to compensate. 3-point leaders. Leading 3-point shooters in the playoffs are all from the Pacers: Nembhard, Shepherd, and Turner. The Celtics and Pacers combined to score 120 points per 100 possessions over their 5 regular season meetings. While Boston should score against Indiana, this will be the toughest offense the Celtics have faced in the playoffs, and it might take time to adjust to the Pacers' pace and ball movement.